Ain't No Way Around It by Faster Pussycat. Really underrated band, really underrated song. And this one is one of my personal favourites off their second album, Wake Me When It's Over. So I thought I'd do a quick lesson on it, break it down just for you. Hey guys, welcome to Quickfix Guitar. My name is Aaron. If you're new around here, what I do is I upload 3 guitar lessons per week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, on songs from a variety of genres, but with a main focus around hard rock, rock, punk and metal. And I also do review the odd piece of gear from time to time. Guitars, pedals, amps, you name it, I love it. I love talking about it. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, please consider hitting the subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you don't miss a single upload, and let's jump into this lesson on this really underrated song. Alright, Ain't No Way Around It by Faster Pussycat. And I know what you're thinking, ridiculous name for a band, and you could only get away with that in the 80s surely, but I stumbled across these guys. I was listening to a playlist, and I'm really into late 80s, early 90s hard rock at the moment. And I came across this band and I saw the name and I thought, that's ridiculous, I can't listen to them. But I gave them a listen anyway, in particular their second album, Wake Me When It's Over. And I came across a few songs, but this one in particular, it's got some really nice drop D riffs in it. So I thought, I've got to learn that and do a lesson on it. It sounds really good. So for this song, we are on the bridge pickup. We're in drop D tuning. So all the strings are the same. So the A, D, G, B and E, same as standard, but we just drop the low E down to a D. Okay, so that's so that you can do these really sort of easy chords. We're just barring on the E and the A, or the D and the A I should say. So it's in drop D, so put your guitar down into drop D and we'll jump into the lesson. So it starts with just an open D. I grab it on the 3rd fret here and I pull it off. And just let that ring. And there's all this sort of stuff happening. Drums start coming in and stuff like that. But just pulling off there. And let it ring. Then eventually you will start to just chug on that open D string. With a bit of palm muting, so you're putting your palm down on the bridge. And every now and then you just hit the open D and the A string. So just chugging away. And then eventually at the end of the intro riff, it quickens up a bit. And he just hits that open D and A again and lets it ring out. And then there's all this sort of swirling noise and stuff like that, and you hear a harmonica, and then we get to the chorus riff, but the chorus riff, it's at the start of the song, but there's no singing in it to begin with. So you hit that open, let it ring, and then we come up here to the 3rd fret on the A string. So we play that to the 5th and then back to the 3rd, like that. And then A string open. So 3rd, 5th, 3rd, and then open. Then we reach up to the 5th fret on the D string here, the low D. And we do a little half step bend, and then back to the open A. And you do that twice before a pull off on the 3rd fret on the low D. To open, okay? So slowly that should look like this. And when I first heard that, I thought, what a fantastic riff. It's really simple, but it's just super catchy, especially with the 2 guitars laid on the track. And it'll do that through 4 times, and then we get to the verse. So coming out of the intro, and you'll do that 4 times. Then you get to the verse and we jump down to this C power chord here. So index finger on the 3rd fret A string, pinky finger, or you can do it, play it like that, however you like. On the 5th fret on the D string, and you slide from C to C sharp to the D. And you can play that low D in with the chord and it makes the chord sound really massive. So coming out of that riff, So you slide from the C, C sharp into the D. And if you want, you can have that D ringing throughout. Just gives it this really dissonant, cool sound, okay? So sliding into that D chord, and then it's all down picked, and it's very swingy and percussive. It's a bit hard to teach that specifically, but if you listen to the song, you'll get an idea for the rhythm. Then we come up here to 5th fret on the A string, we hit that, and then A string open, followed by 5th fret on the low D, to the 3rd fret, back to the 5th, we hit it and let it hang for a nanosecond, hit it twice more, then back to the 3rd fret on the A string, and then 5th fret to open. So that section should sound like this. And in the recording you can hear there's at least 2 guitars, there might even be 3, but there's one putting a little pinch harmonic on this 5th fret A string before going through with the rest of the riff. So if you want to play along with the recording, you can do that. Sounds really, really cool with the other guitar that's just playing it straight and the bass. Okay? Then you'll go back to this C, C sharp D. So you do that through twice. Then on the 3rd time, you come up and do a bar chord here. So on the 3rd fret, on the low D and the A, and we just slide 3rd, 4th, 5th. Doing the same thing, bit of palm muting in there, same exact pattern. Then we go to that bar chord on the 3rd fret one more time before jumping back down to that D chord with the low D open in it. Do that slide one more time, and then we get to the pre-chorus. And it's pretty hard to hear because it's in the recording, it's sort of underneath everything else. There's another guitar that's picking its way through a chord with, I don't know, some phaser or something on it. But you can just hear it. He's going from the 3rd fret and sliding to the 7th. Hits it one more time, then 6 and 5. Followed by the C to C sharp to D. Instead of playing that D with the open, you just hit the low D open. C sharp, D open. And then there's this cool little riff in between it before we go back to that phrase. And that little riff is 5th fret on the A string to 3rd fret on the D string, and you give it a little half step bend. Back to the 5th on the A, and then we go back and forth between the 3rd and the 5th fret on the A. And then we put another little bend down on that 3rd fret at the D, followed by 5th fret on the A, then A string open. And then we go back to that phrase that we learnt before, so 3rd fret barring on the low D and the A. But this time we go back to the 3rd, 5th, 7th. Back to some palm muting on that 7th, and then we go back to the chorus riff. So I'll play that whole phrase through slowly so you can get an idea of what it looks like. you go back to that chorus riff. And that's pretty much the main parts of the song. We've got the intro, we've got the verse, we've got the chorus, we've got the pre-chorus. The only other bit that's different is during the harmonica solo, which comes in about midway through the song, it's still playing this same pattern as we were playing in the verse. But then when the guitar solo picks up, it goes to a C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, and then the solo is soloing over this E chord, okay? And it kind of jumps out a little bit at you. It takes a little bit of practice, well it did for me anyway, to get that chord change right, because it feels very out of time and very out of sync. So I'll try and play it for you now to give you an idea. And so you're on that E power chord and you're still doing that same strumming pattern. Then we reach up and grab that 5th fret bar chord. There's also a slide from the D, D sharp to the E. Just like that. And then eventually that'll finish, the guitar solo finish, and you'll go back to the chorus riff. You'll go back to the verse riff, and then the last remaining part of the song, it just finishes out on that verse riff. But as I said, it's a great drop D kind of song, and one that I didn't expect to find on that album, but when I did, I'm really happy, because it's fast becoming one of my favourite songs, even though the band has the cheesiest name in the world. And that, my friends, is how you play Ain't No Way Around It by Faster Pussycay. Really, really cheesy name for a band, but honestly, these guys are fantastic. In particular, their second album, Wake Me When It's Over. It's got some great hard rock songs on it, some great tunes. So if you really like this lesson and you'd like me to do more, just comment below, maybe some songs that you're interested in, and I'll definitely do some lessons on it. With that being said, if you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting the subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you don't miss a single upload. Click the like button so that the video can get out to a few more people and we can get this channel pumping. Other than that, enjoy the cover. Hopefully you enjoyed your quick fix, and I'll see you in the next video. Catch ya.